Hello and welcome to Insurance Mantra, your weekly guide to understanding the world of insurance only on ET Now. In today's Diwali special episode, we focus on changing landscape of general insurance industry with Anup Rao, Managing Director and CEO of Generali Central Insurance. We'll talk about the company's rebranding journey, its plan to expand through Central Bank of India partnership and key industry issues like common empanelment, insurance frauds, and push for insurance for all. Thank you so much, Anup Rao, sir, for joining our Insurance Mantra show. To begin with, I just want to congratulate you for your new name of your company. So, how's the change after the new name? What are the major changes in delivery of insurance product or major functioning of your company?
So, hi Anurag, thanks for having me over and wish you and all your viewers a very happy Diwali. Thank you for having me over once again. So, look, this partnership between Central Bank and Generali is a partnership between organizations which are centuries old. Generali is a 200-year-old institution. Central Bank of India is over a century old. Was India's first Swadeshi bank. Was inaugurated by a person no less than the father of the nation. So it's both these institutions have very strong legacy. And I think the fact that central bank is a part of this entity means in some sense that there's some element of sovereign, validation. What I mean by that is that the biggest shareholder in central bank is obviously the government of India. So in that sense, you have two very stable, very robust, very respected institutions which have come together to add value to their customers. Now, in case you talk about what has changed, nothing really. We're still the same company we were earlier. It is board run and governed. It's executed by the management. The shareholders obviously want to make sure that we deliver value for all stakeholders, including customers and channel partners, and obviously societal contributions too. So a lot of things that we are very passionate about, for example, ESG, diversity, DEI, those things continue in this company, continue rather. As far as central bank is concerned, what it really does for us is that it makes it possible to distribute products to the rural parts of India. So, Anurag, what we have seen in the past is that while there's latent demand for insurance products in smaller cities or in rural pockets in the country, the issue is that the cost of distribution makes it unviable. The cost ends up being higher for the end customer. I think central bank makes this problem in some sense go away because they have a brick and mortar infrastructure.
Distribution will reduce with the help of Central Bank of India branches across the India, and you can offer your products in a rural areas also. So, do you mean to say that the Bancassurance channel is will be important for your company, because we see when the figure for the general insurance industry, the Banca channel is not that much prominent. And do you think that with the Banca network and Central Bank of India has a huge reach for more than 5,000 branches across the country. So through Banca channel, you want to increase your overall market share?
So, Anurag, the thing is that you're right. I mean, the Bancassurance is the largest channel for the life business. For GI, it is about 6% of the total business. So it's not a significant channel for the general insurance industry. But the question is, how do we think about the channel? It's not just about scale or top line. It's also the fact that it helps us get access to markets, rural markets, at a cost of distribution which is affordable. Now, what is the issue in serving rural markets? The issue is that to get there, given the relatively low productivities, the cost of reaching a product to a customer becomes high. Therefore, the end product, the affordability is higher than what a customer can afford. So there's a mismatch there. I think central bank can solve for that mismatch. Now, I'm not for a minute suggesting that this is going to be a largest distribution channel, because we are a mid-sized company, mid to large-sized company, and we operate in various channels. But definitely, when it comes to newer segments which should get opened up because of central bank's rural presence, that's an opportunity that we are very cognizant of. Also, given the fact that in rural markets, it's important for the customer to see a brick and mortar office.
Okay.
And central bank solves the problem for
That
us.
credibility matters a lot
Absolutely.
in rural market because the bank provide the trust element. Recently, I did a story where a fruit vendor never wanted to buy a health insurance policy, but there was a nudge from a bank branch, and he has gone for a health insurance policy. And during his difficult time, that health insurance policy really helped him. And now he's saying that come what may, even if the insurance company increases the premium, I will always continue my policy. So these are the on ground case studies are also there. Moving on,
That
sir.
was a very heartwarming and powerful story, Anurag. I read that. I mean, it was a really powerful story.
Yes, sir. So moving on, sir, on the industry specific issue, just now I did a story that common empanelment process has kicked in, and now 150 hospitals are already on common empanelment, and more than 1,000 hospitals have registered for the common empanelment process. So according to you, how big is this development?
So my favorite example is actually the UPI for all these initiatives. I mean, when it first started off, a lot of people said that it's never going to happen, it's not going to start, it's too slow. In fact, to get to the first 1,000 crores, I think it took years in terms of transactions. So today, you know the value of transactions, it's in lakhs of crores. I think all these things have a hockey stick. And I'm very happy that there's been a start because from here, you'll see some serious traction. And I think the mistake a lot of us make is that when there's an initiative of this magnitude and scale, which is launched by all stakeholders in the industry, being pushed by the regulator and the council and everyone else, you know, these things take time. You can't expect that, you know, you'll have 15, 20,000 hospitals in the first go. But I can promise you that there'll be a hockey stick movement here, and then you'll see these numbers look very different over the next couple of years.
So numbers will be completely different. And sir, with a common empanelment at the large scale, do you think that overall premiums for normal policyholders will also impact because the outgo may reduce, the leakage may reduce, and it will help customers and insurance companies also?
Absolutely, because I think one other thing the regulator was also being concerned about is the affordability of insurance for the customers, and that has definitely taken a beating with the medical inflation at 14%, beating the general inflation, and definitely the inflation of the insurance premiums. So you know, we hopefully, you know, if this has a positive cascade over time in terms of the size of the claims and the outgo from the industry, it will reflect positively on the premiums being charged to the customer.
And sir, again, I'll come to the health insurance part only. The offtake of health insurance in India is, I would say that lowest in the world. So, according to you, what are the key reasons that still after the COVID also, although after COVID there is some intake is there, but at the larger level we are still at a very low level. So, according to you, what are the key three reasons that health insurance penetration is still very low in India?
So I think I'll not just talk about health insurance. I mean, let me just step back a little. The fact is that if you look at uh, premiums per policy, they have generally either been stagnant or they have gone down relative to the inflation and the economy. So, for instance, if you look at general insurance penetration as a whole, it's been 1% of the GDP, which is not a very good number. But we're probably looking at the wrong metric. And let me explain that. See, in the decade between 2013 and 2023, our population grew by about 11 to 12%. In the same period, the number of new policies tripled. Now, what does that tell you? That suddenly that these things have become more affordable. Now, the coverage has improved, like in products such as crop, for example, the premiums have come down, but in absolute terms, mind you, while the area being covered has gone up. If you look at, you know, policies such as term insurance, I can talk about myself. The premium I was paying at the age in 2000 and sorry, in 2007 or 8 is higher than what I was paying in 2019 for the fresh policy with the same cover. So I think it has to be contextualized in that sense. When you look at premiums as a percentage of GDP, if it continues to be low, it will not reflect in the fact that the coverage has actually improved, reflect the fact. Having said that, you're right. I mean, Anurag, I mean, the penetration of health insurance in India is low. I mean, even though health is, is close to motor in terms of size of premium, large part of that is employer-employee. It's group health. It's not as much retail as one would like. So obviously, a lot of work still needs to be done. But here again, I mean, given that you have the Bima Trinity of Bima Vahak, Bima Vistar, Bima Sugam, and these things will take time. But I'm very optimistic that you'll see a very different situation in health, just like you're seeing today in term insurance on the life insurance side. I mean, I remember 15 years back, we used to have the same conversation saying that nobody has protection in India. When will term pick up? It is still very low. Nobody sells it. But then, today it's a very different story. Protection, even if it's a non-term product, is intrinsic to, to any company's insurance penetration strategy. So I'm optimistic that this will again improve. It will take time, but I think the building blocks are in place.
Now, something different I came across your company, and I have seen a few releases also from your company that you offer policies for LGBTQI community also. So, means because other companies I have not seen that even if they are offering it, they don't highlight that much. So, what is the idea behind highlighting these initiatives?
So I think some things can't be a privilege, like taking a house on rent, where or opening a bank account, or we had this very story which really touched us all deeply about a person who was in a relationship, and because his partner was of the same sex, he used to actually lie when the person had to go for medical treatment, saying that he's the brother, because I mean, you need somebody from the family to actually sign on the admission forms. Now, what we recognize is that some of these things, I mean, they're fundamental to any human being. I mean, it's a fundamental right for any human being to have insurance, have shelter, have a bank account. And we just want to take off any stress or any pressures people might feel while buying an insurance policy. It can't be a privilege, or it can't, I mean, it's a right of every individual. So we just wanted to go out there and tell everyone that, yes, at Future General, at Generali Central, everyone is welcome.
Okay,
I
so
mean,
you
we
are the
started this.
you are
Yeah.
the only company who are offering these kind of policies, or there are other companies also offering these products?
I'm not sure about other companies, but then we offer same-sex couples. We also offer live-in couples because, for example, there are no civil unions when it comes to the gay community. So any you could choose your partner as under the definition of a family floater. I'm not sure about other companies. I can't speak of them.
Takers also means how is the response?
Response is good. Again, I mean, when we first launched it, there was a lot of noise. I mean, there was a lot of excitement. The numbers initially were low, but here today it's a significant part of our portfolio. It's quite significant. Definitely representing the percentage of the gay community in India in terms of the number of new policies that we are sourcing.
Okay, sir. So next wave of growth will come from non-motor, non-health. Thank you so much, Anup Rao, sir, for joining our Insurance Mantra show and sharing your insights. So now it's a time for a short break. After the break, we'll come up with our expert speed segment. Stay tuned to ET Now.